Hello again, and welcome to the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast, episode 4. We're just two guys that resell in sheds in our backyard where reselling is our jobs, and wearing Crocs with socks is mandatory. What color Crocs you wearing tonight, Caleb?
I actually broke mine some time back, so I am Crocless right now.
Oh, you didn't put the strap on the back and lock it in four-wheel drive, did you?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably did.
I am one half of your host, Chris, the Old School Picker. Follow me on YouTube and all the social media platforms under Old School Picker, along with my good friend Caleb from the Old Pass. Introduce yourself, Caleb.
Caleb from the Old Pass. Happy to be here, just hanging out with Chris, the Old School Picker, having a good time.
Episode 4, man. This is take number 3 trying to record this because StreamYard, shout out StreamYard. I guess that's the problem. I don't know. We've had a horrible time. We've tried to record 2 other times in this episode, and we've not made it past the minute-and-a-half mark yet. So we're rounding up to the minute-and-a-half mark. So hopefully this stream is going to make it. But how's your week been, man?
So far, so good. Nothing too crazy. How about yours?
It's been good. It's been solid. Sales are good for the most part. Today has been a little down, but it's Monday. It's Monday, right? No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday at the time of recording this. So I don't know. We'll see.
How do you know you're old when you forget what day of the week it is?
Well, that's our stick, man. We're two old guys.
It comes natural.
Yes, it comes natural for us. Wow. Hey, I was listening to the episode of Trash to Cash podcast today. I don't know, episode like 80, I think it is for them. And they were talking about how they didn't like all the old people watching their channel, and they were trying to get over with the younger crowd. Well, we're happy to have the older crowd because that's where we fit in at. So
I mean, that's our people.
That's our people. So all the old people that listen to Trash to Cash, if you guys want to come over and listen to us instead, then you're more than welcome over here.
Hey, Kevin's older than me, so
Kevin's old as I am.
I don't know about Dave and Gary, but they might be a little younger. I'm not.
Yeah, sure. I think they're like 30, mid-30s, I think.
Got them beat.
Obviously, we're kidding. We think the world of Trash to Cash guys. Just add us to the playlist after you listen to those guys. So they're awesome. So, but yeah, they was dogging their older crowd, and that's like.
You think that might have been a few shots fired at some old people, maybe?
Well, they did mention us for about 2.7 seconds in that podcast. So yes, we did make it, but it was very brief. They didn't really go into talking about us a whole lot. So I was highly disappointed. So, but no, we're happy to have anybody here, whatever the age, listening. Episode 4. So is next week our last episode?
We'll see.
First
of all, these old guys got to make it to next week. That's always a dilemma right there.
The backstory on that is when me and Caleb first started talking about doing this podcast, we both agreed because you can't just try something once, even twice, to see if it's going to work or to see if you're going to like it or, whatever. So we both agreed to do 5 episodes. So this is episode 4. So we're definitely signed up for one more episode. So I guess we'll talk more about that next week. And
are we gonna be like the Undertaker and rest in peace?
Rest in peace, right? Man, we got a lot of comments about wrestling on that last episode. That was episode 2, I think we did.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestling comments, and turns out a lot of resellers are wrestling fans.
Yeah, that's a good crew right there.
That's a good crew. So yeah, we're in the right place. And we're happy everyone is here. Episode 2, did a whole lot worse than episode 1.
Sure did.
By about 2,000 views, but
Uh-huh.
we expected a huge drop off. We did. It wasn't a huge surprise. I was hoping for 500 views, and I think we're at like 350 on episode 2. So
It's getting
you'll
a
see though, when episode 3 drops, we'll get a few hits on episode 2. A lot of people watch 2 in a row and catch up. So, we still got a shot at 400 on the second episode.
We'll take it.
We'll take it. Yes. How are we doing on the podcast audio side? Because I don't even look.
So far, we've got about 30 plays per episode.
Okay. Well, that's about 30 more than I expected. So.
Yeah, me too. So. Neither one of us had any kind of base over there, any kind of following. So
I've not even went over there and looked. I did look us up on Spotify one night laying in bed, and I was like, oh, well, yeah, there we are. Okay.
That's us.
So, but I don't even have Apple Music or Apple iTunes, whatever it is. I don't even have that. So I have no idea how we're doing. So, but yeah. So how's your reselling week went this week?
Well, Monday was good. The weekend was really good. I talked to you, I think it was Sunday, complaining about my Sunday. After I talked to you, it kind of, blew up, and I had like $150 sell that night. So
yeah,
it bounced back. Monday was a good day, like $300 plus. Today has been pretty slow, like $70. So just another one of them eBay inconsistency deals, not a good explanation for. I think I've had 3 sales, and I normally have like 8 to 10, something like that.
Yeah.
So kind of low.
We are recording this the day after my video on Old School Picker came out that is titled, is eBay only open on weekends? And I think that goes right into what we're talking about. Our weekends have been fire for the both of us. We were comparing numbers before the show, and our sales have been really good on the weekends, but through the week have been not. I expect a drop off. I expect a drop off through the week. I've always had that. I've been on eBay for 20 something years. I expect a drop off on Mondays through at least Thursdays, but it's been like the edge of a cliff.
I don't expect the canyon,
No,
I don't expect to fall down into the Grand Canyon for a few days.
Well, I mean, when you go from a $300 day, $350, even $400, and then $20, come on, man, something ain't right. Yeah. So, I don't know, eBay, we love you, but you think Monday's video was good though. Wait till you see the video I have coming out tomorrow. It'll already be out by the time this is out. But I go on a 10-minute rant about eBay. It's I should have not recorded it, honestly. I had no business being out here recording because I was so mad and upset because I went from like a really solid weekend like we was talking about on a Wednesday, and then Wednesday hit, and I had one sale for $20, and it was at like 11:30 that night. So yeah, it was coming up on the midnight hour.
Goodness.
And I titled the video, if anybody wants to go back and watch it, eBay is going to force me to do this. And for anybody that watched the video, and in the thumbnail, it has me holding the camera and it says eBay is broken. But if anybody wants to go back and watch that, or has watched that by the time you're hearing this, I go on a 10-minute rant about it. And it's the maddest, the most upset I've ever been on camera. So if you want to see OSP in his not so finest moment, that's the video to watch, because by the time I got done, I started out pretty calm, but by the time I got done with the rant, I'm fired up. So yeah, I can't wait till that video comes out, because I can't wait to read the comments and see how that video does, because yeah. And it says the titles forced me to do this, and I talk about And that's something I was going to ask you about. I talk about possibly either cross posting or moving completely to another platform, or, I talk a lot about in that video about moving not everything, but, dropping down to like 100 listings on eBay and doing whatnot auctions.
Oh man, you really was fired up.
Oh, I'm fired up in this video. I'm telling you, you got to watch it. For 10 minutes, it's me holding the camera, just going ballistic on eBay.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so upset in this video. I almost didn't put it out, and I was like, you know what? No, it's the real deal.
I'll be honest, I've thought about the cross listing, but I haven't really thought about leaving. So man, you was fired up.
Well, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't leave completely, but if you watch NC Picker, NC Flipper, he is only listing items in his store currently $15 or more in his eBay store. And then the rest of his inventory, death pile, what was listed on eBay, he's selling on Whatnot. Now, Whatnot, Whatnot, it's based on social media.
Yeah.
You have to have somewhat of a following. But I think, starting out, I think I'd do okay because, I know a lot of the YouTube viewers would come over and support me and watch it.
Right.
But yeah, eBay's got me thinking. It does, because of the inconsistencies.
Wow. Well, maybe, and hopefully this will make you feel better. I found this for you the other day.
Oh, yeah.
So
for all the audio listeners, he is holding up a signed Greg Maddux pitcher for the Atlanta Braves. That's my team. Baseball card in a plaque. So yes, that is awesome. You found that at a killer yard sale, right?
Yeah, I did. It was like advertised as a dream yard sale for collectors, resellers, and people that just like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they had like, oh man, gobs of cards, but I didn't buy. I bought one other card just personally, but like he had 3 or 4 books of just, quality, nothing, nothing common or no good, just quality. But I bought like probably 50 wrestling figures, some of the newer stuff from AEW, some of the stuff from WWE that's still in the box, still in the package.
Did you get any vintage, the rubber figures, the LJN?
No, he didn't have nothing like that. I have sold those before, though. I had a Bret Hart that was worth like $50 one time like that.
Some of them can be crazy money. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, some of them more obscure people, like one of them was like one of the Bushwhackers, I think, was worth like $60 or $70 or something.
Well, one of them just died recently.
Luke died, wasn't it?
Was that the one you had?
No, this has been like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't remember now. I bought a bunch of those from a guy here local probably 3 years ago, and I was so new I didn't know what I had, but I had like 100 wrestling figures, and probably 30 or 40 of them was them little rubber guys like that.
Yeah.
So, but I did figure out Bret Hart was worth it. He was a good one. He was worth like $45, I think.
Yeah, they made back then too, because man, I used to have a huge collection of them when I was a kid. I mean, they come out. I think that first line come out in 86, 88, somewhere in there.
Well, yeah, late 80s.
Yeah, but they had some thumb wrestlers too that were rubber that went on your thumb.
I remember those.
Yeah, if you find them, some of them can be stupid money. So,
really?
Yeah, wow. But man, finding that stuff, you know how hard it is.
It's just here and there, not very often.
Very, very seldom. I did hit that huge score on those action figures last year, but I'll probably never hit that again, ever.
That was unbelievable.
Oh my God, that was best score I've ever hit.
That was crazy stupid.
Probably at least 600 to 800 listings. G.I. Joe vehicles, G.I. Joe figures, He-Man figures, parts, accessories, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff.
Well, you're still selling that stuff too, man. I mean,
I'm still selling it.
Yeah.
I don't even have it all listed. I still have pieces of it that's not listed.
That is crazy.
It's all bagged up. It's in my storage unit right now. I finally got some of that moved out of my garage into the storage unit, and yeah, I know I've got one tub of that stuff left, a small tub, medium-sized tub, and it's all bagged up with papers in it saying what it is, and I just go out there ever so often and grab 10 of them and list them. Most of it's like parts and pieces at this point.
Yeah.
But
so any other updates on the storage unit?
Yeah, I've been every Saturday I've been taking at least one load there. And I did fill up my first shelf, and how many ever tubs it held? 15, I think. I think I've got one empty tub left from that,
oh my goodness.
from that. But I've probably got, I want to say, somewhere between 25 and 33%, either a quarter or a third of the garage cleaned out. That was
oh my gosh.
But man. yeah, I mean, I've got ways to go, but I need to buy another shelf and some more tubs at this point. But
wow.
But one of my viewers said I needed to just buy some 2x4s and some plywood and just make shelves, and I was like, you know what, that would be a way cheaper. So
yeah,
but I still have to buy tubs. So
if you ever leave the unit, though, you're going to have to tear it all back down, probably.
Well, I would, but I'll put screws in it. So, I mean, it won't take no time, and yeah. I could cut it all here at the house and just haul it up there and put it together.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Well, it'd be a lot cheaper.
So, yeah, way a lot cheaper. These shelves are crazy.
Them shelves are crazy, man. Them tubs, they don't give them things away either. So,
no, they don't. They like them things. They like them pretty good.
So yes, I have been thinking about cross posting or possibly going to Whatnot. I know. I have always said I'll go down with the ship with eBay, but I think I even say in the video, well, the ship's going down. So, I mean, it's bad. I mean, hey, listen, I'm not complaining over the last 5 days here. I've done okay. Well, actually, the last 6 days. Ever since that video came out, or I recorded that video on a Wednesday, I sold. That Tuesday was the day I had the one sale for $21.03 at 11:30 at night. Okay, that Wednesday it got a little better after I filmed that, $68.79. But then Thursday, I don't know what happened, it blew up, $4.95.
Holy cow.
And then Friday, $127, Saturday, $171, Sunday, $295, Monday, $304, and we're recording this on Tuesday, and so far I've $125-ish. And I do have one awaiting payment, which is about another $25. So if they'll pay I'm at $150-ish today.
That's so
the last 5-6 days, I'll take that. I'll take those numbers.
Yeah.
But
that's so odd. Our stores, they run real similar numbers. Like, my weekend was similar, a little better, but then yesterday was a good 315, I think. And then today's, like you just said, you're 125. I'm about 75.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're a little ahead of me, but I mean, the trend is kind of riding the same wave there. And it's got to be an eBay thing because
I think a lot of it is.
Daily. I'm still listing daily. Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, my listing could not be any more consistent because I drop, if you guys know, I list into the draft bank, and then I take 10 of those drafts every day, 10 a day. And I've done it every day this year, Monday through Friday. I don't list on weekends, but I've dropped 10 a day every day this year. So I can't be more consistent on my listings. And it's usually around 250 to 300 range, somewhere in that ballpark. Would I like to get that average up? Sure. And I will as yard sales come, because I'm digging deep in my death pile right now just to find stuff to list. Yard sales, I guess this coming weekend's really kind of the first big weekend. It's the first weekend of May. If the weather will help us out, we should have a bunch of yard sales to go to this weekend. and I'm looking forward to it for sure. I know you went to that one good one last weekend. We did see each other at one sale. What day was that? Friday? Yes, it was
That was
Friday.
the day you got up early and cheated. That was that day.
Well, it was closer
You
to
can't do
my
that, man. That's not
well,
fair.
it was closer to my house than it was yours too.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you though, I it was a mistake that I was there early. The night before, Shannon sent me that. Anytime she sees them on Facebook, she'll either screenshot them and send them to me, or she'll just share them. And she sent me that one. Well, the sale, the Facebook ad said 7:30.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I was like, it's a church sale. The weekend before, man, I hit a home run on church sale. I love church sales, and it was 10 minutes from my house, probably 5 minutes closer than it was for you.
Yeah,
maybe 10 minutes closer. But anyways, so I'm like, it's at 7:30. I'm going to be there at 7:00. If they're not ready, I'll sit in the parking lot for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever.
yeah.
Well, it's raining when I get there at 7:00. I actually pulled in at like 6:57. Okay. The woman is out in the rain putting up signs in the rain at the side of the road. And I noticed when I pull in, the sign says 8:00 and I'm pulling in at 6:57.
Oh no.
So I was like, wait a minute, did I read that wrong? But I go back on the Facebook thing and it says 8:00. And I was like, wait a minute. She has changed that because I know for a fact that it said 7:30. And I was like, I made sure that was right because listen, I hate getting up early. But I knew I had to beat you there. So
it may be time for Chris to get glasses, guys.
Yeah, well, no. Listen, when I got there, I pull in before her because she's out at the road putting up her signs. So I pull in beside the church and I'm just sitting there. And I don't rush her. It's raining. She runs in, she's opening, she's turning the lights on. And I give it till 7:15. I'm like, Caleb's going to be here in 15 minutes. He's going to be here in 15 minutes.
Oh,
so I go and I kind of ease to the door. I said, hey, are you open? She said, yeah, come on in. Thanks for waiting till I got everything open. I said, well, I thought your Facebook post said 7:30. She said, oh, it did. Some other lady wrote that, and I wasn't getting up at 7:30, so I changed it to 8.
Oh, my goodness.
I said, well, I'm sorry. I didn't look again this morning. I just went off what I seen last night. But I had it to myself for about 20 minutes. And then here comes Doug, another local reseller. Yeah. And I apologize, Doug. I didn't even realize it was Doug when he walked up behind me because he asked me if I was recording. Well, I thought it was one of the workers at the church. I didn't realize it was Doug. Well, he says, are you recording? So I thought it was somebody getting ready to ask me to stop recording. I was like, yeah, I'm recording. And he just turns around, walks off, and he says, oh, okay. And then I turn around later and look, and I realized it was Doug. And I was like, oh, man, I wouldn't have talked to him if I'd known it was Doug. But
right.
So we're sitting there for another 10 minutes, and then here comes Caleb and the family, and it was on then. So, but I'd already went through it pretty good, but I was scanning DVDs when Caleb come through because I'd already looked at everything else. But you still found stuff.
I got a few things. Nothing, nothing magnificent. But I walk in and see Doug and Chris, and I'm like, it's over.
It's over. Yeah, but now you have an advantage. You brought the whole family.
No, listen, you think I do. Let me just tell you. The boys. Okay, I tell Tanya all the time. I'm like, everybody probably thinks Chris and Doug and these other resellers are my biggest competition, right? No. Listen.
No.
When I open the door to the car or the truck to get out, them boys scramble and them girls scramble, and it's like I've got to beat them because they pick up all the good stuff, and I'm like, I ain't got a chance.
Oh, you should go picking with Kevin Commonwealth Picker. He brings his uncles to the highway sales just so his uncle can drive, and Kevin will jump out of the car while the car's still moving to get to the sale before everybody else.
He's so lucky.
Oh, he's so lucky. Shout out Uncle Steve. Uncle
Yeah.
Steve is helpful. But yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, man. So,
I tell my wife that all the time. I'm like, yeah, my nephew Barrett, he's just he. If I try to take off fast, he will power walk because he
yeah.
wants to. And his thing used to be he was looking for tools. That's what he was looking for. Now the other day he's like, "Is this a good game? Is this a good movie?" I'm like, "Dude, quit
Yeah.
asking me. I'm not going to help you no more."
Yeah. Tell him to download the eBay app and
Oh,
look it up.
they've all got it. Yeah.
No free rides around here.
Yeah. Oh man.
Has has Logan started listing anything yet?
No, we haven't got around to it yet, and he starts school tomorrow, so it's been a crazy week trying to get everything lined up for him, and that's been a little bit more intensive than we thought it would be. So he hadn't had a chance to list anything yet, but maybe this next week week or two after he gets established in school, we can kind of get him rolling because he's going to be at school from like 7:45 till 2:45, I think. So he won't be home till 3 of the evening.
Is he going on Thursdays and Fridays?
Huh?
Is he going on Thursdays and Fridays?
Yeah, it's Monday through Friday, so at least I don't have to compete on Thursday and Friday anymore.
Yeah, there's there's less competition for me.
But my nephew, he will be there every Friday. I can't, he's and if he knows there's going to be a good one, he'll be like, "Hey, I'm going to see if I can't come Thursday early." And I'm like, "Okay." But yeah, and Logan has to work Saturday, and then my nephew has to work Saturday now too, so they don't get to go with us on Saturdays anymore. But man, I'm telling you, they're hardcore yard sellers. They love it.
Yeah, I love it too. I was talking to my neighbors the other day, and I was unloading the car, and I was like, what are you doing? And I said, I've been yard selling. It was actually it was 2 weekends ago when I bought all that Stampin' Up stuff.
Oh,
and he said, oh, I love yard selling. And I'm just now kind of getting to know him enough to tell him what I do for a living, as far as reselling. I was like, oh, I'm going to resell all this on eBay. And he's like, oh man, I love going to yard sales. He said, I never thought about going to buy stuff and to flip it. And I was like, yep. Yeah, I look for him to be eBaying for long, but maybe not.
I do have a funny little story. Bailey, one time, this has probably been a year and a half ago, something like that. She tells me all the time, she's like, yeah, you remember the remotes? I'm like, yep, I remember the remotes. But what it was, we kind of out there by Tansy, behind the Ace Hardware store back in there. And we walk up and we're looking, and she's digging through the free box. She loves the free box. And I'm like, there ain't nothing in the free box. Just go on and look somewhere else. She pulls out 4 remote controls, and she's like, you think these are worth anything? I'm like, well, we'll try. So get home, get them comped out. They're comping for like $25 a piece. I'm like, what? So she got 4. They's all the same.
Yeah.
And we made $100 off of her free remotes. So,
wow.
Yeah, she's the junior old pass, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
They do pretty good sometimes. They come up with stuff that I wouldn't have thought nothing of,
Yeah, I've sold some pretty good remotes. I used to buy, man, pretty much every remote control I seen.
I did too, yeah.
But man, I've got super picky on them now. But some of those with the screen on the front, oh man.
Oh yeah, them things are awesome.
I've sold some. What are they? New Harmony?
Yeah, Logitech makes them their Harmony remotes. Some of them can be hundreds.
I've sold a couple for over 100 before.
Yeah, I have too. If you ever find them in the case, man, just pay $10 or $20. Just
I'd probably 20 at least.
Yeah, because they're pretty good. You're gonna at least make 60, 70, something like that on those.
The last one I found one last year like that, and I think it was $3, and it was in the package, but the package had been opened.
Yeah.
But I think I still sold it for like $70 or something. It's so quick, within 2 or 3 days or whatever.
Yeah.
it's kind of like the TI-84s. If you price them right, they'll sell pretty close to immediately because people are looking for them constantly. So
I found one of those a couple of weeks ago. I'd listed it. I don't have it listed, but I've got it drafted today. So
yeah,
got 50 cents for it. Couldn't pass that up.
No. Yeah, I listed quite a bit today. I dropped 10 from the drafts to active, but I think I listed like 25 items today in the draft bank, trying to get ahead a little bit more. But man, I fought it all day because when I would search something for a comp, eBay was giving me that item is no longer available just all day today. And then up till about 1, 2 o'clock, and then it went away. And so if it's giving me that, how many of our buyers or potential buyers is it giving that to?
Is that the explanation for why the sales are bad? Possibly. I mean, if you click on it and it's not there, I mean, you know, these people are moving on to another platform and buying something else.
Yeah. Well, if you're not following me on Whatnot, follow me over there. I've got like because I have popped in a few Whatnot auctions as a buyer, you know. I'm not even approved on Whatnot to sell over there yet, so I got to get approved. And I don't know that I'm going to, but I'm threatening. Just watch this video coming out Wednesday. I'm telling you, I'm threatening.
Oh man.
But man, I don't know. I don't want to. I'd much rather just keep everything the same. Just sell on eBay. You know, give me $250 a day in sales, and you'll never hear another word from me complaint wise. I mean, because I don't need to make more than that. I don't even need to make that, but for the time and effort I put into eBay, I feel like that's kind of what I should be making. And last few days have been good, but before that, man, that $20 sale at 11:30, it sent me over the edge. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to delete that video now. Oh, but I can't wait till my wife watches that video, because I told her about it. I was like, yeah, I get really upset in this video, and she's like, I don't think she knows what's coming. But at the time of recording this podcast episode, it's tomorrow, so I can't wait till tomorrow. But
well, I have some good news related to the podcast. Okay, so this is episode 4, so we've only got 2 episodes aired so far.
Right.
After episode 2 dropped, I got my first viewer sale.
Yes.
And I'm just going to start off by saying thank you, Mary. She is a member of your members only group. You know, she'll support her and all that stuff.
Yep.
Are we allowed to say her name?
Yes. GG Collectibles.
Collectibles. Yeah, she's super sweet. Come in and bought a Mario bag for her grandson. And by the time this comes out, she'll have already got it. But I threw if she sees any of the stickers right back there, I threw her a Mario sticker in there too for her grandson, because I thought, well, maybe he'll like that too. So, but I was, man, that blew me away.
That's awesome.
And I'll be honest, I wasn't sitting here thinking I can't wait to get my first viewer sale. It never even crossed my mind. And when I pulled it up and I seen the note and she said, really enjoying the podcast with you and Chris, I'm like, wait a minute, this is somebody that's watching, and it just blew me away. So thank you, Mary. That was, you didn't have to do that, but I really appreciate it. Me and my wife was both blown away by that, and I hope your grandson loves the bag and the sticker too.
Yeah, Mary's awesome. Actually, her name is GG Collectibles 1985.
1985.
Yeah. So, but Mary's awesome. I appreciate that, Mary. And you know,
awesome.
That's what, in my opinion, community is. You know, everybody kind of helps each other. So, you know, and I try to go and help and support all of these people. And man, I've had so much support on my channel. It's blown me away. But Mary is an awesome person. So thank you, Mary, for that, and for spreading the love. And if anybody's wondering, my link's down below too, so you guys can use mine too.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I'm joking.
And I just say I don't expect anybody to do that.
No.
I really wasn't expecting it, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah,
It
that's
makes
awesome.
me feel that I told you it's very humbling, like that people
Very humbling.
think enough of you to support you that way. That
Yep.
blew me away. So thanks again, Mary. That was really sweet.
Well, wait till she sees that Mario backpack above your head.
Was she one of the ones that was wanting it?
I think so.
Well, if he disappears, you'll know why.
Yeah, I think Mary is one of the people that I've had like probably 10 or 20 people ask me about that. I think she was one of them. So,
oh wow,
yeah, I apologize, Mary, but I had to. Caleb sent me so much. Good Lord, he bought me a Greg Maddox baseball card now.
well, it wasn't much. Actually, I should probably just stick it right here. It looks a whole lot better than what they're looking at, but no, see, that was my era of Braves too. Greg Maddox, John Smoltz, Tom Glavine, those guys was the bomb back then. Do you remember when Randy Johnson hit the bird?
Yes.
Oh, wasn't that some crazy stuff?
Oh, that bird exploded.
Floating bird. Man, that was wild. It is on YouTube too.
Yeah, Randy Johnson was who was he pitching for at the time? The Mariners?
Mariners, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. He was I think he was like 6'10" or 6'11". He was one of the hardest. Yeah, he was one of the hardest throwing baseball pitchers. And he threw a ball just in a game, live game, threw a ball. And just so happens, I guess it was like a seagull or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Flying through, and the ball between the pitcher's hand and the batter, the ball hit the bird, and that bird just explodes.
It looked like you literally just tore a pillow apart and threw it in the air.
Oh, there's
feathers everywhere, and you just see this little naked bird bounce off the ground, and it's like, that can't be real. That is absolutely perfect timing, but it's out there.
Yeah,
you can find it. It was wild, but yeah, them Braves, man, that's back in the day. Chipper Jones, Andrew Jones, all those guys. Yeah,
I still watch them when I'm not watching wrestling.
I do from time to time, and that was when I was a kid. Back then, like 96, 97, 98, those years. I watched a lot of baseball, a lot of basketball, a lot of football, a lot of wrestling. Back then, NWO, DX, all that stuff. But yeah, man, Greg Maddox, Tom Glavine, John Smoltz. I watch the World Series every year. I do catch that every year. I like to see who's in it. And I think it wasn't last year, but the year before the Braves was in it, right?
Yeah, they won it.
Yeah, I watched that. I was tickled with that.
2020. They won it in 2020.
Was it 2020? Okay, yeah.
Because it had been 25 years since they'd won their last one in 95.
Yeah.
Which that was the shout out class of 95 because that's the year I graduated high school.
Oh man.
Caleb was in
our oldness.
Yeah, Caleb was in 4th grade in 95.
Well, a little higher than that, but yeah. I guess I was in like.
Well, you was on your 7th year of 4th grade.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's true. That explains the hairline,
Yeah. Oh man. You got a dad joke for us this week?
I got a dad joke, and it's kind of fitting. I picked this joke, and I promise I didn't plan this, but okay, it works pretty good. So, why do seagulls fly over the sea?
Why do seagulls fly over the sea? I don't know.
Because if they flew over the bay, they would be bagels. And I didn't plan that, but we just talking about Randy Johnson killing a seagull, but that works pretty good.
we need a cymbal crash on that.
Yeah. Oh man.
Little known fact, I used to play the drums a little bit.
Really? I did too. Way back in the day. In church growing up, I played, for.
Oh, that was the intentions for me, but I never got confident enough to play, so I just played them in my house.
I wasn't good enough. I could keep the rhythm, but I did no running, no nothing else.
Yeah, I got to where I could keep like 16th beats.
Mm-hmm.
You go up, you start at a quarter. Well, I guess you start out at half beats or quarter beats, and then 8th beats and 16th beats, and I got to where I could keep 16th pretty solid. But my problem was when I'd do a feel, when I would hit the others, it was hard to get that rhythm back to the 16th beats.
It is. It's a lot harder than people give it credit for.
Oh my God. Because all four of your two arms and your two legs are all doing four different things at one time. It's one of the hardest things I ever tried to do. But yeah, shout out.
I've actually got a set of electronic drums in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I bought them at a yard sale. I couldn't say no. There's $150, but they come with the amp, the drums, the whole thing. I already sold the amp for like $150, so I'm out of it. Maybe Chris needs to take up the drums again.
No, I ain't got nowhere to put them.
I don't either. They're taking up one of my bedrooms right now.
And can you imagine Kobe with a set of drums? Because when I was playing, this was pre-Kobe. So
see, that might be just what Kobe needs.
No. Anybody ever comes to my house with a set of drums, I'm shooting them.
Chris, Kobe needs drums. Chris needs a dog. That's
no. Well, that's between you and Shannon. If you can
no,
Shannon
I'm not. No, sir.
Because it ain't between me and Shannon.
I ain't about to fight that fight. I'm going to stay on your wife's good side.
Oh, she's something. You got a wife story? Come on.
I've got two, actually.
Okay. What are we calling this? Crazy wife story? Mean
crazy wife story? Something like that, yeah.
Okay. You heard him, Tanya.
Yeah. So back in the day, probably, I don't know, about 8 years ago, something like that, we went to Fort Walton Beach, our first family vacation with the kids. I guess Logan was like 8, 9. Bailey was like 6, something like that. He was, maybe. And we're down there. We stayed like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. So Sunday we was coming back. We was in Destin. If you know Fort Walton, you just go across the land bridge or whatever that is, and you're in Destin like 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. On the way back, she said, I'd like to stop on this little road, which is also a beach, and get some seashells. And I say, okay, just pull off right here on the side of the road and we'll walk down there and look around. Well, she didn't understand what I meant by pull off the road right here. She bailed off into the sand.
Oh, no.
And when I say she bailed off into the sand, I mean she bailed off into the sand. It went all the way down to the frame and set on the sand. I'm like, oh, no.
The
van wouldn't even spin.
Yeah, plot twist. It was quicksand.
But it wouldn't even, the wheels wouldn't even turn. It was so sunk.
Oh, man.
You could just sit there and it just go, and not move at all. So the kids had a bag of toys, and I get made fun of by them all the time for this. But they had a little plastic shovel, and I'm out there trying to dig around the van to uncover this thing, and it's not working. Nothing's working. So it's Sunday. It's church time because we're leaving Sunday morning. It's like 10 o'clock, and we're calling the wreckers, trying to find somebody to pull us out. This guy pulls up after like 20 minutes, and he said, do you need some help? I'm like, man, do I need some help? And I said, I've been calling wreckers. He says, don't do that because on Sunday they're overtime, and it's like $200 just to pull you out. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
So it was a Toyota, like a Tacoma. He got us out, and my wife still swears that truck had wings on it because he got us out. Yeah, it just boom, right off in the sand.
Mm.
And another little quick story here about, 2 weeks ago, something like that. We were sitting in a local restaurant here, just a little bitty restaurant out in Pleasant Hill. And we was trying their food out, and we was like the only people left because it's just a little small home run, mom and pop. And I patted Tanya on the shoulder, it was relatively calm in there. I went like this, and she goes like to bite me, and she made a noise. And the woman, the waitress, she's like, somebody just bite somebody out there. So Tanya turns beet red, like, oh my gosh, she heard me. But she comes out and talks to us, and she's like, I didn't know if somebody was getting beat up or eat up out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty funny. But Tanya, she's quick-witted, man. She, I like to think that I can get one over on her, but no. She's pretty quick, and she usually burns me up right off the bat. So
when you guys go yard selling together, who usually drives?
Oh, she does.
So
90% of the time. Yeah.
I just have to take her to somewhere for some sand.
Yeah.
And that'll
Get her in the
give me
sand.
the advantage.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you know the reason she drives, she says I drive like a grandpa, and I'm like, well, I'm old enough to, so it's like Mach 3 with her, man. She's
yeah.
flying. The other day I told her, I said, you do know the speed limit's like 45. And she's like, yeah, but there's a yard sale. I'm like, yeah, but we need to make it there alive,
She was trying to beat me there. Was it that church sale?
No, she has to work on Fridays, so you don't ever have to worry about her.
She wasn't with you, was she?
No, it's she works Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So our big day is Thursday and Saturday. That's our biggest days.
Okay, now it's making sense why I beat you. She wasn't there to get you up at 6 o'clock.
Oh, listen, she was, but between the kids and everything and trying to get everything lined up, we was ready to go 10 minutes earlier. But see, I didn't know. I knew it opened at 8, so I was trying to get there at like 15 till. But I didn't know Chris was going to hijack that thing another 30 minutes earlier than that. So
no, they hijacked themselves because
you'll have to ask the boys. No, the girls was with me, and Logan was driving him and my nephew. When we rolled up, I said, dang it, Chris and Doug's already here, both of them.
Yeah.
I said, we might as well pack it up and go home. But we still found a little bit.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't find a ton.
There wasn't a whole lot there.
No, it wasn't that good. I mean, if I'm over there scanning media, that ought to tell you it's not that good.
Yeah.
But I did find one Blu-ray that I think I listed that thing for like $75. It's some kind of Japanese anime type thing, and there's not many listed on eBay, and there's quite a few that sold. So it's one of those
sometimes, won't they?
Yeah, it's one of those if you price it right, which I did price mine a little high because, like I said, there wasn't many on eBay. So, set your comps if you can't find one currently listed, but you find others sold. So I'm gonna list mine for I think I listed it for like $75. I think it's in my draft bank. I'll probably drop it sometime this week. But
that's good.
Yeah. And I found a few other seasons, and I mean there's $1 a piece. So
and
I found a few books and DVDs, Blu-rays, and I did find a few sealed VHS. So, but they wasn't $1 a piece. They were 10 for $1. So,
oh wow!
Man. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? For a dime, I'm gonna take it. So,
yep.
I don't know. I spent like $35 at that sale. It wasn't great or anything, but it was raining, so there wasn't many out.
No, I don't. There was some in Fairfield, and we went, but I run into Doug out there too. Shout out Doug, like the third time this video.
Yeah,
Doug and Wendy, they're both resellers, 2 different stores. I can't remember their names right now, but try to remember that later. But they said they done pretty good in Fairfield, and I'm like, well, I ain't really found any. I found 5 or 6 things, nothing spectacular. But speaking of resellers, who was we shouting out today?
I don't know. You tell me.
You already forgot.
I forgot. Old age, bro.
Old guys kicking in again.
Reseller Information Network. I remember.
Yeah, there they are.
Yeah. Shout out Eric, OBX Picker, Tim over the years, Leroy, Blood, Sweat, and Sale, and Chris over at Cernock Connections over at Reseller Information Network on YouTube. Everybody go check out their channel.
Check them out.
Yeah, good people. I've met all of them but Cernock. I've not ever met him in person, but I've met the other 3. I've picked with Eric. Good Lord. I've picked with that boy for 20 or 25 different days probably.
I hope he don't get mad at me because he looks like he could beat me up, but we need to get him a Viking helmet.
Yes.
He would make a good Viking.
Yes.
That big old red beard and red hair. He'd make a killer Viking.
To answer all your questions, yes. He is big. He's a gentle giant, though. I've never seen him upset or anything.
Well, I'm very happy about that.
That's who I was with. If you listen to the last week's episode, the lawnmower story, that's who I was with when that happened.
Oh
So
gosh.
that's why I didn't fear nothing. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm with Eric.
You got Eric. He'll take care of it.
There's not much to worry about.
Thanks,
When
man.
you're,
Don't hurt me.
Eric's like 6'5", 300 or something like that. So
yeah.
yeah, I wasn't too awful worried about my safety that day. But
funny.
we do have a couple of comments.
Comments.
We've got one on. Okay, I don't know. Let's read this one first because I want to talk about this one. Well, no, I'm gonna read this other one first because I've done lost the other one. All right, this one was on our episode 2 of the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast. It's from Kat Swift, and she said, "Really enjoying your podcast. It is exactly as advertised. A bunch of reselling info mixed with ice cream, collard greens, and wrestling with a W, RASSLIN, not wrestling, wrestling." So,
right.
Yeah, Kat, we appreciate that comment, and that's exactly what this podcast's supposed to be. So,
absolutely.
Did you have a favorite comment? Because I've got one on my Old School Picker channel that I want to read in just a minute.
I picked out a comment. I don't know if it's my favorite or not, but no, I thought it was pretty funny. Carrie over at American Arbitrage said, "Hairline is optional." That's a good line, Chris. I was like, please don't encourage Chris. Come on, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, shout out Carrie over at American Arbitrage. He's a good person too. He's part of the Trash to Cash podcast, and appreciate you watching, Carrie. He pops in my Old School Picker channel from time to time and drops a comment. So, and I try to watch a lot of his stuff, and I think I have watched every episode of the Trash to Cash podcast.
So, oh wow! Well, I can't say that. I'm failing.
You hear that, guys? You hear that?
You know who the lazy old guy is.
Well, they're not. If they watch this episode, they're not watching 51 minutes in.
Yeah. They watched about 51 seconds probably.
Yeah. Just long enough to hear my intro every time, I think. But I got a comment on my Old School Picker channel. It was on the "Is eBay only open on weekends" video. And this is something I've never talked about a whole lot or really thought about, but I was wanting to hear your answer as well. And it's from Finger Lakes Picker 144. That's who wrote it. And it says, "How much of your sales are from sending out offers?" I thought, good question. That's a good question because I've never got asked that, and I've never, we just send offers all the time, and I have best offer turned on a lot of my items, so I don't really think about it a lot, but that's a really, really good question.
That is a good question.
Do you use best offer?
Nope. I've been burned many times. People that will send an offer, you'll accept it, and they'll never pay. I got tired of it. I quit doing it.
Yeah. Well, I bounce back and forth. I'll get tired of it, and then I'll turn them off. But sales have been so inconsistent here lately. A few months ago, I went on there and turned offers on every one of my listings. Since then, like everything I've listed between then and now, I've not turned on. So all my newer stuff, I don't have best offer on unless it's like something really high or something. If it's a high dollar item, I'll usually turn best offer on because, if it's $500, I'll gladly take $350 for it. So, but so, I'm kind of considering this question, how many of our sales are from us sending offers and also accepting offers? And man, that's a good question. I would really have to think about that. I don't know. I wouldn't doubt 50% of mine come from offers.
Oh, mine ain't nowhere near that high.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Mine's probably 25 at best. Probably. Because I send out, like, anytime I have one available, I'm pretty well sending it out. So most of the time mine runs, I've got 30 to 50 sent out. It fluctuates, but I probably get a quarter, maybe 20% of my
maybe mine's not that high then. I don't know.
I don't.
But
I'm
now,
just guesstimating. I could be off, but it's not that high.
Yeah.
I did send an offer today. I finally listed for the viewers that probably haven't heard about this yet. Well, no, we did talk about it last week, I think, about the GoPro that I found.
Oh yeah,
I listed it for $9.99.
I seen it.
Did you? You stalked me. And
I was looking. I was like, man, I gotta go check that out.
but I sent an offer for $9.50, and I ain't heard nothing yet. So
yeah.
But I was amazed that anybody, I was thinking, probably too high, but already getting interest. So I was like, yeah, maybe it'll.
Have you got any watchers on it?
One.
I mean,
yeah,
just the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, heck though, man. Anything north of $200 or $300, and you're gonna be happy.
Yeah. If I got an offer for 600 tonight, I'd probably jump all over it, because I mean, why not?
I'm gonna offer you $600, and then I'm gonna resell it.
No, never mind. I ain't gonna take it.
I've got troll accounts I can pull out.
Oh gosh! If I get an offer for 600 tonight, I'm gonna know exactly what's going on.
605.
605.
I'll do it through my wife's account.
There you go. Well, I'm not gonna fight with her. She's
you need to give it to her for 500.
Yeah.
No, no, I think you'll get that though. Now you may that may be an item that you may want to turn offers on. I mean, I would.
It could be. We'll see.
Yeah. But too, you may just leave it out there for a while and just judge how many people, like you said, how many people is interested in it.
That's kind of how I do it. Let it ride for maybe 3 months, and if I'm not getting any kind of, no bites,
right,
I'll usually back it down, 5-10% a month, something like that, till you hit the range where you're getting some attention.
Well, it's like that Sony TV. I think we talked about that last episode. I
believe 13
so. Yeah, 13-inch Sony TV. I had it listed for $110 or $109.99. But I had 12 watchers on it. 12.
Crazy.
So I sent out an offer for $99.99. I was like, one of those 12 is going to bite because that's about the range they sell for. If you've got the remote, it's $130, $140. But
that's a good TV.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good TV. I guess a lot of gamers buy it, old school gamers, and for the old systems.
That does make sense because I found out the hard way, like Nintendo 64 won't work on some newer TVs.
Right.
So I think that's a reseller that needed a good TV too, to test with or something.
And even though they're heavy, they are somewhat, you can travel with them. I mean,
yeah, it's not impossible at all.
I mean, you're not going to lay it in your lap on an airplane or anything. But, if you're going to the beach for the week or something, and you're, you might want to throw that TV in there and play your system. I don't know, but I seen 12 watchers. I was like, hey, that's an item I'm going to send out an offer on for sure.
Absolutely.
But
all day long.
But yeah, I'm just hoping sales get a little bit more consistent. And
well, that brings up a good question. Like, the TV's pretty hard to ship. They're bulky, they're big, they're heavy. So what's the hardest thing you've ever shipped?
Oh, by far the hardest thing I've ever shipped was a 4-foot for me, life size 4-foot Darth Vader.
Life size for you.
Life size for me. If you guys don't know, I'm pretty short. So I'll tell you how short I am. Everybody thinks Kevin Commonwealth Picker's short. He's actually a little bit taller than me.
Oh boy.
But now NC Picker Dave, I'm a little bit taller than him. So
man, I'm 6'3", so I don't know these issues.
Yeah, you don't even see me. But yeah, 4-foot Darth Vader. I built a box around it, laid him in there, bubble wrapped him, put craft paper all around him. It looked like a coffin. It looked like a coffin. I was like, and I got a lot for him. I can't remember what I paid for. Actually, he gave to me, I believe.
Oh wow.
So it was one of those, you got to.
Oh, that's the best.
Sold it on eBay. I should have just sold it locally or something, but sold it on eBay. I can't remember. It was, $100 and something though. I think I got for him plus the shipping, but it took forever. It would have been easy if I'd had the box, but I didn't have a box the right size, so I kind of had to make one. But he did make it safe and sound. So there's actually somewhere on my channel, there's a video about that because it was when we lived at the old house, because I show it on camera. I don't show me actually shipping it, but I show the end result. So it's on my channel somewhere. So what's the worst for you?
iMac computer. And I remember it like it was yesterday. We was at my mom's old church, and her pastor was like, "Hey, you can buy this computer and sell it on eBay." And I'm like, this thing weighs like 50, 60 pounds. It's one of the iMacs that had the screen, and it had the arm that swiveled, and it had the round base that was like 14 inches. And it weighed a ton. And man, I'm telling you, I think I rolled out a whole roll of bubble wrap on it and craft paper, and that thing would bounce off the floor when you got done with it. I mean,
it turned it into a basketball.
It was a basketball, but you know what? It made it.
Yeah.
Now, I told Tanya, I said, this thing's going to get busted. There's no way. It weighs too much. You know, they throw them boxes around.
Yeah.
I said, it's not going to make it. And it made it. So it only took like $40 worth of bubble wrap, but it made it. But it was horrible. It was so heavy.
As far as I know, that Sony TV made it. Well, I know it made it because I did check the tracking number, and I think it made it last Friday. I think it was delivered, but I've not heard, no positive feedback or anything, but no negative or no emails about it. So
I know everybody probably thinks when I say I don't sell big stuff anymore, they're like, what a liar. Cause like right up here, this is a room air purifier, but I've had it a little while, and I don't buy stuff like that very much. And then there's a life-size Barbie right there. You're just talking about life-size. That's like a 3-foot Barbie.
That's Darth Vader's girlfriend up there.
Yeah, it is. But actually, the story on that, I don't even think she's listed because I had like 5 of them. I've sold them all, and I looked one day and she wasn't on there, so I got to relist her. But yeah, I don't mess with unless it's like super, super high dollar. I don't mess with a lot of big stuff anymore. Yeah. Not when I say big stuff, I'm talking. I try to stay 30 pounds and under because, man, you get above that and it gets hard to mess with.
Yeah, that. By the time I got that TV boxed up and everything, I think it weighed like 28 pounds.
But people don't think about it. That's a lot to carry into a store. Like it gets kind of heavy.
Yeah, it was a lot. But like I said, as far as I know, it made it, and the money was there, so I was like, you got to. And I knew it would sell quick. If it had been something that was going to sit around forever, I wouldn't have bought it, but I thought I could sell it quick, and it did. So you sold something big the other day. I was going to ask you about.
You remember what it was?
Remember? Look. Oh, I know you sold that big old Panasonic camera, but it had the case with it, so that was good.
I didn't think that was going to sell because I couldn't test it. It didn't have a charger, or no, it had. The battery didn't work. Maybe I can't remember what it was. Something didn't work on it, or I couldn't get it to work, or something about it. But anyway, yeah, it ended up selling for like $99, I think.
Yeah, $99.99. Oh yeah, you sold a pressure washer.
Yeah. That was from the tool haul. Yeah.
That was an electric pressure washer, though.
It was an electric pressure washer. It sold for. Trying to find it here. It
probably wasn't extremely heavy then, was it?
No, 15 or 20 pounds. It was. The box is deceptively pictured there. It looks bigger.
Yeah.
But it's in like a 2.5 foot tall box. It's not a real big one. But yeah, it sold for $120.
So about half life size.
Yeah, about half life size. But that was funny. That pressure washer, it sold like 4 days before this time. And it was somebody counter offered and I accepted it, but they had like 2,000 feedback. So I was like, yeah, they'll pay for it, Well, they never did. 4 days went by, they hadn't paid, so I canceled it. I relist it, and like the next day it sells again. And this guy paid for it within like 5 minutes. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's weird how that happens sometimes, but I've had that happen quite a bit. Like a buyer will not pay, you relist it, and the next guy will come in or girl and buy it like pretty quick.
Okay. Did you just hear my cha-ching?
I heard your phone ding. I didn't hear it cha-ching though.
Well, I just sold something.
Was it good?
Well, no, I mean, it ain't bad for sure, but I got a message right behind it.
Oh boy.
You want to guess what the message is?
They're either wanting you to hold it and ship it later.
No.
Let me see.
What message there's 2 messages you always get right behind a cha-ching.
They may want to cancel it. That's usually the one.
That's one of them. It wasn't that one.
Or can you pack it really well like you don't know?
Yeah, I get that one a lot too. No, it's the old famous, hey, I put the wrong address on the purchase.
Oh, you gotta love that.
Can you ship it to the correct one? Well, oh man, the dude's got 2 feedback too. So I'm gonna cancel that sale and make him repurchase for sure. No, it's a 1998 Furby from Tiger Electronics. And man, if you find Furbies, pick them up, even if they don't work. I picked 2 up at a yard sale about 3 weeks ago, something like that, for, I think they were $3 each, I think. And I assume they didn't work, but whatever. But even and neither one did. Neither one of them worked. Well, I listed both of them for $25 plus shipping each, and one of them just sold. So $24.99 plus shipping for a non-working Furby.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, if you can find them working, you're talking $40-$50. And if
Tanya found one in the box one time, we sold it for over $100.
Yeah,
they're good if you can find them like that for sure.
Yeah, if you find them in the box, they are home runs for sure. So shout out Furbies. But yeah. But here's what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. I'm going to cancel this sale, and I'm never going to hear back from this guy.
Yep.
He's gone.
Yeah.
This is the exact reason I changed my feedback. This is the exact reason.
Right I don't blame you, but yeah, he's just building it up or trying to. Well, probably.
He's got 2, and he thought he was getting 3 from me, but he's not.
Yep.
not until he leaves it for me, anyways. So. All right, we're coming up on the hour and 7-minute mark. Our videos are getting longer as we go along here. So, and
tell us if that's a good thing or a bad thing in the comments.
Well, they tell us in the analytics it's a bad thing.
Oh,
just look at the analytics. Give us a shout out if you're still here. My favorite color is blue. What is my favorite color in the comments? We'll see how many people watched up until now.
If you did, you're faithful. Wow.
If you did, yeah, you deserve a cookie. Cookies on Caleb next week if you're still here.
Oh man, what did you just do?
We could get the jelly hands going for Caleb. Cookies for Caleb.
I'll eat cookies for everybody. I mean, I'll do that.
Yeah. I'll sit here and eat Oreos all night long. Shout out to
There you go. Oh wow.
Any final words, Caleb?
It's been fun. Thanks again, Mary.
Yes.
For the sale. That blew me away. Appreciate it so very much.
And if you guys go through our links below, we double up because we get affiliate money through our links below too. So shout out to the links.
Chris has all his stuff too, so go check that out.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much for being here.
Yep.
2 old guys out.